Good morning. And thank you everybody for coming. This is an exciting day and a historic moment for the city of Chicago. We have an opportunity to elect who I think are really be a people's champion and transformative mayor, as the nation and other national outlets have mentioned. In fact, Commissioner Johnson today is in Selma, and so it is very meaningful to have someone who really cares and really wants to invest in our community. So in terms of like the information out there that I think is really important is to encourage people to participate, right? To make sure that they know that they have an option at the ballot, number one. So I know that some people maybe first time, some people you already, pros at this. So hopefully we're gonna partner you with someone who has experience. So don't worry if this is the first time that you've done it. The goal is that after today you can also do it on your own and bring more people with you, right?
Here.
Volunteering. So in terms of the talking points, and you see like there are people who already done it, other people who are new to it. So just my recommendation, let it flow, through the day. Once you feel more comfortable, then maybe you can start taking turn. Sometimes we do some people do one side of the street, the other side, as you feel more comfortable. So this is a good opportunity for us to meet each other. We are all like-minded people who believe in good government, in social justice. So I'm glad that you have the opportunity to meet with someone you haven't met before. So that is an exciting day. I think you meet really cool people throughout the day today.
Yeah.
And you have, again, an opportunity to pitch Commissioner Johnson at the doors, which is the most valuable, effective way to convince people to vote for Brandon. Yeah. So there's nothing as like what you do today is the most effective way to get people out to vote and to vote for Brandon. Phone banking, everything else is great, but nothing like door to door. Because when they see when they see people, they see neighbors, like people react, and these are regular voters, right? So they will want to know about what's going on, the campaign, and so forth. In terms of public safety, I know that some people talked about that, right? One of the things about Brandon is that he does have in my opinion, most innovative public safety and a public safety plan that will work. What he has said, and you have heard it maybe on the news, he said, communities that are safe are communities that invest in people, right? And that's the plan. We're now hearing balance shifting. It's interesting. If you heard it recently, now he wants to talk about schools as a fundamental public violence prevention,
hypocrite
effort, right? So you already seen them kind of shifting to what Brandon has been saying, right? The difference is that actually Brandon has said it before and he's been out there. Some very important things, especially if you are out there in Pilsen, if you see someone like, well, what has he done? Well, Commissioner Johnson came to Pilsen and helped us in 2013 to keep the 3 schools that were almost imminent to be closed in Pilsen and nearby Abla homes. So that's very important because people do want to know, well, what he has done. Well, and then you can put a contrast to what Juárez is, which is an administrator who has been complicit with the privatization and the push to close the schools. The school closings are almost direct correlation with the violence that is seen in the city of Chicago. 50 schools did close, but Commissioner Brandon Johnson here in Pilsen helped us keep 3 schools open. So that's important for people to know. Brandon Johnson was the person who Karen Lewis trusted to organize the strike. Remember, to make sure that we continue to fight for the school board, that is now going to be a reality. They also fought to make sure that we have more resources in our schools. Even though the mayor did not deliver, these are wins that our community really depend upon. If those 3 schools were closed in Pilsen, I tell you, we'd have a very, very difficult, like a completely different situation in Pilsen, and it was bad as it was. So if people ask what he's done, well, he's actually invested. He's actually working the county, passing legislation to help improve our public safety, to make sure that they bring resources for violence prevention efforts. One of the largest in the country is at the county. So cash assistance program. So we have someone who has a track record. You'll see the ballot is going to talk about whatever record he has. He's never been an elected official. That is a big difference, okay? So he can talk about all the records that he has as an administrator, but Brandon Johnson is an elected official with direct experience and with a track record of investing in people who actually has been in this ward, actually helping keep schools open. That is very important for people to know. And yes, we need to invest in the schools and after school programming and all that, workforce development centers and all that. The difference is that Brandon has been doing that already, right? There's the difference. And people talking the talk, people who are actually walking with us. So in terms of public safety, the root causes, I think our message won at least in the ward, right? Even though it was a huge attack. There may be times when they're gonna hear some people, especially if you go to the 17th ward, the further east, where we have a big presence of Vala's supporters. I think he took like 47% of the vote, right? So these messages, like the billionaires spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars to basically lie to people that the issues that we have in the city is because we've somehow, Commissioner Johnson and some of us, defunded the police. That is factually false. It's factually false. That never happened. Now, what we are talking about is that we did neglect other areas like mental health, we neglected areas like housing, we neglected the root causes. So now that's what we're talking, right? Commissioner Johnson understands the immediacy, but also the long-term root causes, right? And that's a plan that is going to work. He has a plan to invest in the schools, and that's what we're hearing every educator, every resident, everybody to say. We need K through 12, good education, early childhood. We need parents to spend more time with the kids at home. We need to have better salaries. We want to invest in our communities. He's talking about that, right? And I think that can be a public safety is one of those. The rest of the thing is like, we have a people's champion, right? And I think like some of you, through the league, I think there's someone who's believing in affordable housing, who believes in stability in neighborhoods to address the issue of homelessness. Here's a very clear contrast between Valles and Brandon. You are the best vehicle to convey that message. So, and again, out of those doors, you may get people to volunteer next time. Out of those doors, I mean, I tell you, we have a unique opportunity like we never had before. Like this just happened 40 years ago. And we are now right in the midst of making history. And you are the most powerful, most effective, more reliable surrogate to them. So at the doors, I just said, like, be you. You are here, that tells a lot about us. But more when you're out the door, like I said, sometimes, again, if you're the first time, you be shy. I get it. I remember when we're trying to save the schools, that's the first time I was actually making phone calls like 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And Brandon was right next to us. So I tell you, there's an organizer who has built coalitions already, so our communities have the basic things, and that we can do a lot more. Oh, hell yeah, right? And we're gonna do it with someone who believes in people and believes in investing in neighborhoods. That is, I think, a big message for today. So like I said, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that you're all here. And again, like I said, when you're having those one-on-one conversations, remember, we have an opportunity to transform people at the door. And by doing that, we're going to allow to have Commissioner Johnson to have a shot at this and be a transformative mayor. Again, I'm really honored to be here with you, and let's get him at the door. I don't know if there's anything else. But...
Woo! Yeah!